What's going on, guys? It's Unknown Player here, and today we're going to be looking at a brand new map called Retreat, one of the brand new maps we haven't seen before in Advanced Warfare. We've only seen 4 so far. We've kind of seen the Pipeline remake Gorge, but this is a brand new one we haven't seen yet, and we got a look from it from IGN. They're doing coverage of Advanced Warfare this month, of course, and I'll link their article in the description if you want to go check that out. And as I said in my last video, IGN are going to be releasing a lot of information this month, but I'm going to be briefly going through this map, and you can see a bunch of screenshots here, basically showing you how the map is designed, the layouts, how it might play, and some of the features and all that. And but firstly, it's described as a 3-lane map, which of course is very, very good. Most people will be happy to hear that. I think the community's most favorite maps are always the 3-lane ones. They flow very well, and they just work much better than most maps, which kind of like giant arenas, and there's just like loads of little paths and strange places you can climb up of. And 3-lane maps are just kind of the winning formula the community seems to prefer, and you can definitely see a lot of interesting 3-lane paths in this. There's a lot of just straight, narrow like corridors and outdoor paths, and I believe this is set in China, some sort of temple or palace. Obviously it looks really nice, but one thing interesting I noticed about this is the map seems to be almost like a playground for your exosuits. Like, it looks as if it was built perfectly for you to be able to jump around and boost, and there's lots of like really small buildings of like perfect heights that you can jump on. It's a very kind of a simple design. There's just very square and very kind of like shapely objects that seem to be placed kind of like very conveniently for either head glitching or taking cover behind, or simply jumping on top of to get a better line of sight. And so the outside is described as being more of like a medium range, and even more slightly longer range of sights for possibly snipers and also assault rifles, of course. But the indoors apparently is also towards the middle of the map, and that has a lot of SMG and kind of shotgun ideal gameplay. So that's definitely how you want to play if you want to play on the outsides. If you're a sniper, you would definitely want to play on the outsides, or if you're kind of like a rushing aggressive and you like getting people's faces using SMGs, the inside and the kind of the center of the map is definitely where you're going to be. It's probably the middle lane of the map. And the weapon being held right now, if you didn't know, is the ASM-1, which is an SMG. It's actually modeled after the Tommy gun or the Thompson, which is a very iconic weapon, and it's actually pretty good from what I've heard. I haven't actually used all that much. I don't think I've got much footage of it, but it's a really clean iron sights. I know it's very good iron sights, and it's definitely, you don't need a red dot sight. I don't know why I've put one on this weapon here, but nevertheless, it's a perfect weapon for this map. If you stick around like the middle of the map, then SMGs will definitely come in handy. And I also want to talk a little bit about the future of the IGN reveals and what to expect. So there's definitely going to be a lot of constant reveals throughout pretty much this whole month of Advanced Warfare. Also talked about in the last video how they're going to have lots of coverage for the whole month of September about Advanced Warfare, and we do know that somewhere in there should be the co-op reveal. And looking at what they did for Destiny, they did a bunch of basically like developer commentaries where they walk through the map, pretty much like what you've seen right here, and they also did basically raw gameplay just showing off the straight map just by itself. And so they did those for a bunch of maps, and they also did a few kind of like single player missions and kind of interviews and stuff like that. So we can probably expect, as I said in my last video, probably expect a Biolab mission, maybe some developer interviews from Mark Condry and Glenn Schofield, and also a few kind of like single player trailers discussing like the exosuits and how it's changed and all that. I'd also expect pretty much 2 videos for each map. So each of the 4 maps we've already seen, I'll probably expect them to cover those 2. So they'll do like a developer commentary, just like a walkthrough showing you what's on the map, and then also just a straight cut gameplay of the map. And they'll probably do it for this map as well. So probably the 5 maps we've already seen single player, and then of course they'll do co-op. I expect them to do co-op probably very late, so I'd expect probably before Eurogamer, of course, and I'd say after, say, the 20th. So I'd expect them to do it very late. Obviously they want to kind of leave it for a while and save the best for last one, because obviously there's a huge amount of people expecting to see the co-op trailers and seeing what it's going to be. We're going to find out, is this game going to have zombies? Is it going to be spec ops? What are we going to do for the 3rd kind of co-op mode? And something else that interesting that happened is that Michael Condry was actually tweeted by someone who said, let's get a trend. If we get 50,000 retweets on the tweet, then you give us a trailer for Advanced Warfare's co-op mode. He actually got over 50,000 retweets, and obviously this means that he's going to have to reveal an Advanced Warfare trailer for the co-op mode. Not exactly sure if or when he's going to do it. I'm assuming he should do it, because he'd obviously respond to the tweet, and he said like, I like the sounds of that, and it's a good start, keep up. So obviously he does acknowledge the actual tweet, and obviously they do know that he has it 50,000 retweets. But now is the question of when are they actually going to reveal the trailer. Will they do it a little bit earlier than they actually planned to? And but it's definitely going to be very interesting. We should hopefully see the co-op reveal perhaps even sooner than the 20th. I'm sure if it was up to them, they'll probably do it a bit later, but now because he's hit 50,000 retweets, I'm sure they're going to have to do it a little bit earlier. So that's going to be very interesting. Obviously any news about Advanced Warfare, I'll keep you guys up to date, uploading videos and tweeting it. So go ahead and follow me on Twitter and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did, and I'll see you later.